Lovely. So we've literally relocated from the shade, the dark, into the light, and we've moved from the hell realms into the heavenly realms. And I really want to go into a bit of detail about the heavenly realms. They are amazing. The heavenly realms, when you encounter them, what you will notice is you will notice a profusion of beautiful plants. They're like vibrant gardens, beautiful buildings. The skies are incredible, luscious. Imagine the most beautiful setting on the earth, and then just turn up all the colour, turn up all the smells, turn up all the senses, the sounds. It's going to be radiantly beautiful. Those are the heavenly realms. Now, what I'm going to say next might surprise you a little bit, but here goes. Let's take an example of someone who's been brought up to be a good Christian, and they've spent their lives doing the best they can, and they've taken on some very, very limited belief systems, which is that if you're good and you die, you go to heaven. Well, guess what happens? They're good Christian, they die, they go to heaven. That means they move, their spirit moves from the physical realms, they pass through the first non-physical plane, they pass into the astral realms, they pass through the hell realms, and they end up, and they may do this immediately, in the heavenly realms. Now, if you think about this, I was brought up in the Christian tradition, so I feel very competent to speak about this. What I was taught by the churches and Sunday schools I went to is if you're good, you go to heaven. And the image of heaven is it's all beautiful and people sing and play harps and take it easy. Yeah? Okay. So in the heavenly realms it's all wonderful, and all the souls that have these belief systems, they all make it to this place, because really big secret here, what you believe when it comes to dying becomes reality. So if you believe that you're worthy of going to heaven, you just bought your ticket. You believe you're worthy of going to hell, you just bought that ticket. You believe that when you die, you crumble into dust and you don't exist, you've bought that ticket, but it's a very strange ticket, because actually what then happens is you end up in this little bubble, which means you can't perceive any of these realms, and you're going to stay there until someone comes along to help you. And thank goodness there are many, many helpers that help such beings, you know, those beings that believe there's nothing after physical death, because of course there is. That's what this is all about. And they get helped, and once they're helped, the bubble disintegrates, and then they get woken up into the fact that, oh gosh, my whole life as an atheist, oh, wrong about that, wasn't I? Because here I am, I'm still alive, and I've just been helped. Right, so let's get back to it. So here they are, all these good Christians, they manifest themselves into the heaven. And supposing they're, say, English Christians, it's going to look like the England out of your dreams. There's going to be lovely pubs, lovely gardens and all this, and they're going to have a great time. Now, if the souls in question are not terribly evolved and they're very, very easily satisfied, that's as far as they go. But what happens for more and more of these souls is that after they've been there for a long, 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 long time, and there is also another aspect of all this, that some people when they die, they don't actually recognise they're dead. They actually think that there is no such thing, and that they're just continuing to live the same old life, but it's just in a better place. And yet actually they did die, and they've moved from the physical realms into these higher astral heavenly realms. That's where they are now. Now what happens to some as they start to wake up? They start to realise, tum-ti-tum-ti-tum, playing harps all day, yeah, okay, you're going down to the pub and chatting with your mates and going in the garden and having cups of tea, scones and buns. There must be something more. And there are beings that inhabit these realms that help such beings that are ready to move on. And when they are ready to move on, then what happens is they can then start to advance even further, and they can leave the heavenly realms behind. And when they do that, they're then able to enter the next realms, and the title I'm going to give to this one is Higher Planes of Consciousness. Now, rather than hanging out with the deceased members of your kind, what you do is you actually enter a dimension where you become aware of all the other beings that exist out in the cosmos that conventional people in our earth plane are not aware of. You get to be aware of the extraterrestrial beings, the beings that have never had a physical body at all, the beings that some people might label as angels, and you're able to commune with them, relate with them, and have amazing times too. So suddenly life starts to open right up, and all sorts of things become possible. You can travel anywhere in the universe. You're no longer limited to being just in the heavenly realms. You can go anywhere. Now that's amazing. However, it goes on, and you can travel even further, and you can leave the higher planes of consciousness behind, and you can move into what is called the soul plane. The soul plane is the residence of your higher self and the higher self of all other beings. Remember I spoke about, 25% if you located here with the physical body and 75% out there in the higher self. This is where you and your higher self are in complete communion with each other, and this is where it's possible to receive fantastic information. So it is possible to recap through either dreaming and lucid dreaming, or shamanic journeying, or astral travelling, astral projection, outer body experiences. It's possible to travel through all these realms, from the physical plane into the first non-physical plane, through the astral realms, through the higher planes of consciousness, into the soul plane. Reconnect completely with your higher self and receive downloads of amazing information. And this is all possible to do before you die. And I would say that this is my understanding of the reason to engage in all this work, is if you wait until you die, and that's a really big subject which I'd like to talk about some other time, which is, do you really have to die? Is that necessary? Is that absolutely guaranteed? Let's look at that another time. But right now, let's just face this question, that if you're going to die, wouldn't it be so much better to start to explore these realms sooner rather than later, so that you have a handle on the territory? And remember this incredible tip from Jürgen: if you wish to advance through the planes, all you need to do is to chant, make a sound, and the act of making the sound enables you to move through the realms and get closer and closer to your higher self. Have those amazing experiences. It doesn't even stop there, because it's possible to move out of the soul plane, the residence of the higher self, into what is called the wider reality and all that is.